Hello everybody and welcome back to another All the Mods video. And let me start this episode saying I listened to you, and yes, the spruce drawers over here, they were not fitting the style. This one looks much better. As for the top part, yes, I can just use tired items to probably automate this a whole lot better, but since I totally needed to learn every single one of these, not every single one, but some of these, and really mess with them, I just went with redstone because I kind of know a little bit more of redstone than just tire things. That being said, I will swap this whenever I get the time. Which then leads me to what's next for us, you know? Our base over here, it looks pretty good. It still needs some garden issues, you know? Some things that we need to clean up, like this thing. The fact that I kind of want to put a pole right there and I do not have a proper space to put a pole. Stuff like still having animals around here, like well, not doing anything. And of course having stuff randomly placed like this. And complete the second floor, because I want to make this into a library, and at the moment, well, it looks everything but that. But if I want to upgrade my house, I kind of need to move into another one as well. And this is where this spot came into my mind, because this looks pretty good. It's pretty high up, so we can make a pretty good base and then expand upwards without having that much of a worry. We have some extra islands over here that we can use to our advantage, and I intend to move the main base over here. Now, that being said, we also have a mine colonies set up down there, and I love that mod, so we will probably do something with it in this video as well. You see, I already came here earlier and I was trying to mess with the setup over there, and this guy spawned in, and this guy is basically telling me what I can do. And I believe now I need to make the build tool and start checking some things. So I'm probably going to start off the video with just a little bit of mine colonies, you know? Who doesn't love having some NPCs around? But just before we start off, let me actually discuss some of the upgrades that we made here for our base to move a little bit better. No, first of all, I had a second co-processing unit, which I hope it kind of helps making more processes at once. And I needed to upgrade these into 256K, and I actually made a bunch more 256K storage components, so we could probably start getting all the way up to the megas as well, not just the Ks. So I could probably look a little bit into that. I upgraded at least this setup right here into having all advanced extended patterns like so we can put a lot more patterns into here, and molecular assemblers. Now I noticed a little bit whenever I'm looking at this right now, my frames drop. So I kind of want to have like 10 sets of these, so my FPS would die. But never mind, I just discovered what's the FPS loss, and it's, well, this. Uh-oh. Well, I guess our mob farm is working way too fast, so I removed a few spawners. So hopefully we can fix this. I'm just gonna wait a little bit and see if well, things just end up dying. I realized I can help. My sword has a lot of AoE, so I can just literally help killing all of these mobs. So this is probably better. Oh, and there's also another issue. These blood stains appear to be blocking the fans, so the mobs are not properly getting pushed into the into the mob grinder. Okay, we definitely need to take a look at what we can do with this. It seems like having water there kind of solves the problem, and it kind of shoots the mobs even faster into there. Yeah, I do believe having water just solved my issues. I really hope so. I really hope so. And let's go upstairs. Hey, yay! The lag is fixed. That's kind of nice. So now we're back over here, and let's continue with a little bit of mine colonies. Well, he wants me to place a builder slot, but we have this one right here, right? So I guess we can just reactivate it. Yes. Okay. And we can use this to start off. Now, I did change the pack that we're going to be using for the mine colonies. We're not going to be using this dark oak one, but I forgot the name of the one we are using. We are going to be using the colonial pack. And this should be our first builder, I guess. Get this builder block, right click the builder's hut block, and go to the build options and go click build building. Okay, seems easy. So actually, by using here the build one, we can actually see what our buildings will look like. So this is going to be our town hall whenever it's fully upgraded, and this is going to be our tavern that I'm currently placing when it's fully upgraded. And it looks kind of cool. Besides the grass and stuff, it's in the middle, but it looks kind of cool. So basically, now I'm currently waiting for this guy to finish whatever he's doing to the builder side, so we can then start progressing into, well, the rest of it. And I guess we'll slowly be checking up on him and see what he's needing. But at the moment, I also have these things over here, which I may want to use just to spruce up the area a little bit. And also kind of see what they offer. Dun-da-da-dum, here's our little ship. Now, it said that it came with a town hall. I'm just hoping that the town hall is not placed. So I could place it wherever I want to, because I don't want it to interact with the other one that's already there. Okay, it's not placed. Perfect. And this ship is amazing because it has some resources that we might take advantage of, like these racks and the stone cutter. And we may just want to grab these and take it to our actual village, you know? Because this can be good for us to start off with. So now we have two builders set in the making. I'm actually destroying that one because it was using the spruce one. We're gonna have to destroy the town hall as well because this is also using the spruce one, or the dark oak ones. And I want to use the colonial versions and the tavern and the warehouse that are already set in place. Those will be using the correct versions. That one is already making itself, which hopefully then it can work on there. And I got these two lists, the resources scrolls, from both of the builders' huts, and I can see what they're doing at any time and any given moment. Like this one's rebuilding the builder's hut, and this one is already building the hut, and I already supplied it with everything. Now, there is actually ways of connecting this to a refined storage or applied logistics, and I will be looking into that. But apparently, we kind of need the entangled block. And if I can properly type it, okay, there we go. And well, yeah, I do not have any of this. Well, we need an enduring B to make entangle blocks. Why? But going back and forth from my base over there is definitely not what we want to do. And since we're also going to be moving base, I also want to have access to my resources wherever I go, which means it's time for a wireless crafting terminal. So I now have a wireless crafting terminal and a wireless access point. Now, of course, the wireless access point on its own is not going to be enough. I can at least link it, so we now have at least within a certain range access to our terminal, but of course that's not enough. So in order to have access to our terminal everywhere, we're going to be making this the infinite range booster. Just need to make some aluminum, Enderium gears, and some wireless boosters. So it shouldn't really be that bad. We should have everything necessary for this and more, actually. So now with this infinite range booster, we should be perfectly fine to use this everywhere we go. So for example, if we go back to our little village, and we now use it, yep, we have access to everything. So now I can easily fulfill any single item they might need. You know what? But why stop there? We can actually upgrade this into becoming a dimension card. All we need is to grab another one. We got two from the quest, and now we can turn them as soon as we get 3 more, 3 more nether stars. We can make a dimension card. And now with the dimension card, doesn't matter where we are, we can use the crafting terminal. And so I've been upgrading and upgrading over here, and we now have a warehouse, we have a tavern, we have a builders, we have a guard tower post there, we got a tree dude over there, and that guy is building the first house. But it's not all without its issues. You see, I built this, the town hall, one too high. So now I'm pretty much lowering it. So this guy is busy taking everything down to just build it back up 1 block lower. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I also been placing in some roads so I can then upgrade them later to have mine carts for those that use it. Like this guy, the guard tower uses them, and the tavern over here uses them as well. There's some finicky parts that I'll have to do because this one doesn't line up exactly over there because that place is a lot bigger, and I wanted to put an entrance through here as well, but this might end up just being a regular path, and this one is here. This doesn't do anything as well, but there isn't like a proper section to put in here, I think, so I just decided, well, let's just do this instead. And yeah, I've been trying to mess with some things, like the entrance of my town hall is right here, and I'm gonna have a lamppost right there. So yeah, we'll probably fix that as well. But I'll let them work while I supervise things from afar, and that afar is right over here, where I've been starting to work on the main base. Now we do have the flooring done, or the first section, I guess I could call it that, and I'm using a mix of concrete and some sea lanterns. They're all chiseled and chipped, and then some black clear glass up top, so we're actually not directly in the concrete over there. And these are going to be like the main walls, and we're going to have a room there, a room there, a room there, a room there, and right here in the middle, floating like right around here or so, we're gonna have our computer. And speaking of computer, I just got 2 resource packs to make it dark. Yes, now we have the dark mode on AE2 and pretty much all AE2 machines, which is looking kinda nice. I can't wait to see how it's gonna look whenever I put it in the main base. So the computer begins. Now, of course, mega computer means mega power as well. So let's get that out of the way as well. And I do have this pretty cool waystone over here, which I'm just gonna come here and grab a bunch of soul lava. There we go. And we're gonna be using nitro thermal generators for this, because that's pretty cheap, you know, pretty cheap. Hey, you know what? I can also come over here to the Pig Lich Pyramid. And we also need to start farming for these guys, so might as well just start off. Now he has 1000 HP, so I'm gonna take a while to kill them, but hopefully I can. Oh, it's not actually that hard. It's just slow to kill. It's not that hard, but we want that. Oh wait, why didn't it count? Why didn't my module trigger? Oh boy. Oh, I don't know, they're not counting as kills even though I killed 3, so they might be bugging this patch, I don't know. Well, I just went to eat lunch and left my guy in the village, and apparently we were attacked and we won, and I didn't do nothing. That's great. And I believe for power, we are gonna finally be using our compact machine. So I made myself a bunch of thermal generators, nitro. I got the full tank filled up with soul lava. I got some trapdoors. I actually have some pipes being made, and I also had some sinks being made. So let's get to work. Also, there's something I want to ask you guys. I saw that people were asking or commenting that mechanism cables were actually a little bit laggy if you have a lot of them, and I kind of never noticed, but is this true? Is it not true? If it is, I'm probably gonna end up swapping for like power cables, which I believe are a great option. I saw some people telling me to also use Applied Energistics energy. Use this as an energy like storing method and powering machines. I also don't know how that works and if it's good or not. So yes, if you guys have any idea what's the least laggy, I guess you could call it that, let me know. And there we go. I didn't even count how many nitro ones I placed, but let me see. I asked my computer to make 60. Okay, we placed 45 of them here. That should be plenty, since every single one of them is making us 15,000 FE per tick. And so the computer now lives. So I'm now starting to pull out the cables from the main computer using P2P channels. And if you don't know how these work, you want to completely cover your computer or the controller with P2P tunnels. And then you want to put it, and you can only link 8 at a time, because a single one of these cables can only hold, the small cables can only hold 8 channels, which means we can only connect 8. Now, if you make a 5x5, you have exactly 8 channels or 16 channels on each face, which means you can put together 2 sets evenly like this. Then you want to connect one side into a controller, and then you want to bring out a dense cable, because this will give you 32 channels. We don't really need a 32 for this specific part, but I kind of like it because then it branches out. And then you want to put a P2P tunnel whenever you want to start actually connecting things. In this case, are inscribers. And these are extended inscribers, which means they hold 4 different recipe inputs. We do need to be careful with this. For some of these recipes, we may want to just leave it at a single stack to 1 or 4, but I'd say 1 is probably the best option. But we have to manage pretty much each one of them individually to make sure. But then from here, what we do, and I really like to do this, I want to keep a chest right on top of here. Maybe not exactly there, probably 1 block below, because there's going to be a wall coming up here. And what we do is that we can shift right click here, and you can see this now has a frequency attached to it. And then we're going to go back here following the cable, and we can click any single one of these. I'm going to start from the outside in. So we have that one, and then we're going to put it over here. So I know that this card connects to this tunnel. And now from here, we are actually free to connect all of these. Now I do have like 25 of them, and the dense cable holds 32 channels. So we should be perfectly fine in terms of wanting to link them all up together. We shouldn't have that much of an issue here. I did notice that if you do something like this real quick, and we put a dense cable here, it says too many channels. But it technically doesn't have too many channels. Like these have too many channels, maybe? No, not really. Yeah, so I don't know why it's giving that mistake or error over there. Let's try and connect them and see if the error still pops up. Because it shouldn't. Yes, it doesn't. Exactly. Just as I want it to be. Because there's 5 here and there's 5 over there, but this technically holds 32, so it's only holding 10, so that's perfectly fine. Now I did notice that they do not get power only through there, so we do need to put on a cable right there. And that cable, it's only giving out power at the moment. So all of them have power. And we're pretty much gonna do the same over here. And just like so, everything is connected. We can see over here we have 24 channels, which is 24 of these, not 25, it's 24. And they're all being powered. And this cable here is the one that's powering these machines over here. So we can now just pretty much start bringing things in. But of course, we do not have access to any of our storage and stuff like that, so we also need to bring that over here. Love the dedication, Erica. Keep at it. You're almost there. Moving the entire building 1 block lower. Now, I also installed our drives section, and we have 32 extended drives, so there's a lot of drive space over here, and I really like the background of the drawers themselves, or the drives themselves. It looks pretty cool when I'm just walking around. And I have 32 of them, which means I have 1 entire dense cable filled to the brim. So I kind of pulled up another connection so I could have some extra things here. But coming back to these guys, you know, I need to give them patterns. But in order to do so flawlessly, I also got these, the universal presses. Because these ones do, well, whatever they need to press down, so they're pretty good, and I can assign any one of the current circuits to them, so it's really gonna be an easy time here. Now the problem is I kind of need to get this underway, because I need to go 1 by 1 putting in the presses into every single slot over here. So yeah, I might take a while doing this. Oh, and of course, don't forget to put them on auto export as well, or, well, your items are just gonna get stuck in here. And also some acceleration cards so that this bad boy works as fast as possible. So I'm now starting to set up my patterns, and I have a lot of these pattern providers, regular ones, and I now can upgrade them with these. So basically I want to upgrade them all into the advanced versions, and after they are the advanced versions, they still don't have the maximum input to stuff, so we just give them this. And now they become an extended version and they have access to all the slots. So I now started to move pretty much all the machines that we had over at our, well, starter base, and we're starting to also put doubles of pretty much all of them. I haven't put a double alloy and a double sag, but might do that possibly. If I see if I need a lot of them, I'll just replace them or make double then again. I'm gonna make actually another reaction chamber. Yes, I do have it. And I'm gonna do another assembler that we already have over here, because I want to have like a pretty decent speed for everything that I want to have done here at the base. So I'm trying to make that before I start moving over stuff over here in terms of storage. But there's a little bit of an issue, because over here we do have a lot of drawers. Yes, we have a lot of drawers everywhere really, and I really don't want to move like stuff like these ones. I don't necessarily want to move them, like they are self-sufficient right here, so moving them is not really gonna do a lot for me. And the rest, the things that are in here will get out of here. Like all of this is gonna get cleaned up. There's going to be a lot more space for me to do things. I have been farming some matter balls, just using some sinks and over here, and it's pretty decent actually. And then whenever we want, we can ask for the singularities, which I already made a couple of them, 300, like a couple, yes, because we do have this lava tank over here. I can even put more lava to make more obsidian, but we also need a better lava tank as well. Not to mention all of these, you know, I'm not gonna be moving my farm. I'm not, but I want access to all of these resources. But since we do have everything pretty much connected already, the only thing that we need to make sure is that even though we're gonna get rid of the computer down there, we just need to make sure that everything is connected. And how we're gonna be connecting them? Yeah, it does singularities, you know. Actually ask my computer make a bunch of quantum ring stuff, so we can now use this quantum link to actually replace that computer with a quantum link and have access to all of the drawers that we already have over here. So I'll get rid of the computer, I'll place a quantum ring, and then we have just pretty much a connection to this cable right here, and that will allow us to have all of this and all that's back there at the farm. And this cable actually goes down to the mob farm as well. So this entire cable is pretty much all we need to connect to the quantum ring. So for the quantum rings to work, we need to mix these singularities with an ender pearl and some TNT for some reason. Actually, I don't know why or who made this recipe, but sure. So now we just put it over here, and we have one chamber linked. And we got the second chamber linked. Now, of course, this is now gonna, well, completely nullify the entire computer because it's connecting over there, and it can't because there's technically way too many stuff connected. So we gotta break this, and now it should be fine. We lost access to some stuff, but it's temporarily okay. I do need to work out something over here, because I do need a P2P tunnel. We're gonna put it, I guess we're gonna put it here. Yes, and there we go. This is now connected, so hopefully when we go back to the house or to the main base, I guess this is the house, that's the base now. Yes, we see the items from the mob farm, and let's put it like that. Yes, we see redstone from the mob farm, we see all the essences, so yes, it worked. And now let's just pray everything works. I'm gonna break my dimension card upgrade, so I no longer have access to my storage or to this computer. And I'm actually just gonna place it here because I believe it does the same thing. So now gotta reconnect our wireless machine here. It's now connected. And yes, we are now back online, but without the stuff that's in here. Which, well, it's kind of just moving this drawer or these item cells, yeah. And we should have everything back. Yep, we have all my cables back up, so yep, we have everything. We are now able to completely remove everything that's bothering me in the house and move it over here. I do have a crazy idea to move all of these though, and well, I just hope I can manage this. There's gonna be a lot of items flying. I hope I don't lose anything. Oh boy. So I believe that now everything is functional. There is this little issue down here that this guy actually only imports from the bottom. So I might just raise him like 1 block so it doesn't do that, because I don't like that. But from here we can now keep expanding at will. We have a ton of space for a bunch of resources, and we can just pretty much ask to just grab a lot more drives and stuff like that. And if you want to use this as power storage, I can have like power storage here in these drives. We have these ones for fluids as well, and we can just, well, keep expanding this. We have a lot of channels. But for today, that's all the time we're gonna have, and I'm gonna give you a glimpse of how this is going over here as well. We have a little bit of a farm going on. We have a second tower over there that I'm gonna link to the rails, and I have to start linking. And the guy on the mine is having some issues because it keeps falling into an actual ravine. So hopefully we can get that fixed as well. But with all that said, guys, that's all the time I'm gonna have for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and see ya in the next one. Bye.